What is up? What is up, gang? I am back. I'm back officially this time. I'm not going anywhere. I missed y'all. I'm pretty sure y'all missed me. Last time y'all saw me was last year. I had just, launched my business, Canor Couture, which will be relaunching sometime this year, maybe 2023. And I had some vlogs and stuff, but I'm back officially now. Like, I'm not leaving anymore because I love YouTube with a passion. I'm now on TikTok, so make sure y'all follow me on TikTok. So we're probably just gonna get into the video. Today's video is about my newborn baby. Well, she's not newborn anymore. She is 5 months old today. My everything. So we're just gonna jump right in. Okay, so 5 months. Dang, I held up both hands. I meant 5 months ago today, February 21st, I had my daughter, Novi, Olivia White, on February 21st on a Monday. Me and Chris were laying in bed. We were watching TV, and we were just talking. Novi was officially due that next Monday, and we were like, we have to do this, and this. Basically just set the house up, get everything in order for next week. And we had a doctor's appointment at 1 o'clock that day. Around 12 o'clock, I finally made my way out of bed, or whatever. And we had a doctor's appointment at 1 o'clock, and I got out of bed at 12. And when I stood up, water just ran down my leg, and I was like, no, maybe I peed on myself. And I was like, no, I don't pee on myself. I know I can make it to the bathroom. So when I stood up and the water came rushing down my leg, I'm like, Liz, I think my water broke. And he's like, what you mean you think your water broke? I was like, it's fluid running down my leg. And he looked at me, he was like, call your doctor. I was like, okay. So I waddled, because Chris used to always be like, he waddled. So I waddled to the bathroom. I'm sitting on the toilet because I'm thinking I have to pee or whatever. So I'm sitting on the toilet and I'm talking to my doctor. And she's like, yeah, it sounds like your water is broke. I'm going to go ahead, call the hospital, get there, and, I'll be there after they check you in and everything. So I'm like, okay, cool. So after that, everything was in go mode. Quiz, when I tell y'all, Quiz did not talk to me. Quiz did not talk to me until we made it to the hospital, silent as a whistle. I was the one doing all the talking. He wasn't talking, but if I asked him a question, he said yeah. And anything I needed, he did it. Because we didn't have anything packed at this point or anything like that. So we had to, pack my mommy bag. So I'm like, I need this, I need that. He's like, you need this, you need that, you good, sit down. You having contractions, anything like that? I'm like, no, I'm cool right now, I'm chilling. So after that, silence. Chris didn't say anything else. So as we're packing up, we're putting everything in the car. And we're in the car. Chris still silent. Dead silent, y'all. Quiet. I'm the one just chit-chatting away. So finally my contractions start to come. And I'm like, ooh. These are hurting or whatever. So fast forward, we get to the hospital. And I had a nurse. And she was like, she checked my service. She was like, I don't think your water broke. I was like, well, I ain't peeing myself because, I know I ain't peeing myself. So, she checked it again, 30 minutes later. And by then, my cervix, I was dilated. So, it's about 2 o'clock at this point. She comes back. She's like, your doctor will be here at 5 or 6, and we're gonna, try to take the baby at 7 o'clock. I'm like, okay. So at this point, Quiz is chilling. He goes downstairs to the food court. I had Novi at Northside Hospital, by the way. Shout out to Northside babies. Naylin and Nate are Northside babies too, so y'all know I'm a die-hard Northside fan. Anyway, so Quiz goes downstairs to the food court, and I couldn't eat, but he snuck me some food because your girl a little thick and she gotta eat. So he brings the food back up, and after that, everything was like that. Everything happened like that. They come in, they give me my epidural, what do they call those things? Catheters. After that, I was in the back room, and I was in the back room. Puss was in the back room. Because, you know, with COVID and everything, you're only allowed to have literally one person there. And that one person is the only person that can stay with you, like, the whole entire time you're in the hospital. So we were in the hospital for about a week. Novi came at, I think it was like 7:44, 7:45 p.m. Oh my gosh, y'all, she was the biggest baby. It's crazy because the whole time I was pregnant, I had to see 2 doctors because I had PCOS and then I had preeclampsia my entire pregnancy. So, every time I went to the doctor, my doctor would always be like, oh, she's too small, she's not gaining, you know, enough weight and things like that. So Novi was a little tiny thing. And every time I went to the doctor, literally, y'all, when I was supposed to find out the sex, it took me a whole month to find out her sex because she always had her foot, like, in between her legs. Like, she wouldn't let you see it. And when they tried to listen for her heartbeat, she like turn over and move. Novi was in my stomach and she did not like to be bothered. Like, she did not like to be bothered at all. Like, at all. Don't touch my belly, none of that. And crazy thing is, she didn't. I was sick my entire pregnancy, like whole 9 months. I was sick, throwing up. I did not stop throwing up to January, and I was scheduled for a C-section on February 28th. And I stopped throwing up in January. I was miserable, you guys. So, like, having PCOS is already hard to, you know, like, have a child or whatever. But then, even when you get pregnant, it's even harder to, you know, like, get what you need and everything like that, because PCOS really affects your body. And having PCOS has affected my body so much. Like, my weight will be up and down, like, constantly, and it's like all over the place, and that's because I have PCOS. But I mean, it's growing on me, and I'm getting used to, you know, like, some of the PCOS troubles. I have to say, PCOS and preeclampsia during a pregnancy is like really hard. Like, when I tell y'all it's like really hard, it's like really hard. I felt like I did not catch a break at all. My feet were constantly swollen, back constantly hurting. Like, it just wasn't a good look, like, at all. So, my entire pregnancy, I was miserable. Like, I really couldn't do anything. I was constantly throwing up. It was just bad. Really bad. But for a perfect outcome, because Novi is like the sweetest baby ever. Like, she's so sweet and so gentle and so caring, and I love it. And, like, she's a cuddle bug. She loves to cuddle and everything. But anyway, back to Novi. So, she was born on the 21st, and Novi was in my room up until I had her Monday. She was in my room up until Wednesday. Wednesday afternoon, they came and they got her and took her to the NICU because they said, you know, she was a newborn and she hadn't pooped within her first 2 days of life. But they were thinking it was something wrong with her because she also had like a butt dimple. So they took her to the NICU, got her checked out and everything like that. It wasn't until about Thursday or Friday they came and it was like, they were doing tests on her, CAT scan and all this other stuff. And they were like, we're just trying to figure out why she hadn't pooped and everything like that. And when she was drinking her milk, she was like throwing it up, like it was coming out of her nose and everything every time I fed her. And like, I even tried breastfeeding and like she couldn't even keep that down. That broke my heart, you guys. That broke my heart. Like, imagine you having a baby, you holding your baby and you're feeding your baby, like your newborn baby, fresh baby, and every time you feed her, she just has like, she throws up the milk and it comes out of her nose, and like instantly after that, she go to sleep. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, I hate seeing my baby in this much pain. Like, what's wrong? So when she went to the NICU, like, I just honestly thought they was gonna get to the problem and that was gonna be it. And when I went home, she was gonna be able to go home. So I was originally supposed to be released from the hospital on Friday. I did not get released on Friday because, like I said, I have PCOS and preeclampsia, so my blood pressure was high and everything like that. So I had to stay until Saturday. So I'm like, okay, cool, my baby's in the NICU. maybe by Saturday she'll be ready to go home with me. Saturday, she still was not ready to go home with me, which broke my heart. Like, the hardest thing I've ever had to do was leave my child in the NICU while I was able to go home. Like, as soon as we hit the highway, I was in tears because, like, what's wrong? I was like, I had to leave my child in the hospital. Like, when I left, I thought she was gonna be leaving with me. Ooh, guys, I hope I don't cry. I don't want to cry. Saturday. So the only reason she was not able to leave on Saturday was because she wasn't taking the correct amount of formula that she was supposed to be taking. They found out she didn't poop simply because she had, backed up meconium. Meconium is what you poop your first 2 days of life. It's like the little brown stuff that babies get out. And she hadn't passed her meconium plug to poop to get everything out. So that's why she wasn't pooping. So by Saturday, they wanted her to be taking a certain amount of formula, and she wasn't taking that. So that Saturday that I was supposed to be leaving the hospital, Novi got moved from the intensive care NICU up to what Northside Hospital calls the penthouse NICU room. It was really nice up there, which means the babies in the penthouse NICU, that means they're going to be getting discharged soon. So Novi was in the NICU from Saturday all the way up until that following Friday. Novi did not come home till, I believe, I have a notebook, guys. We're going to get to that. Novi did not come home until March 4th. This is the day Novi came home. Can you see it in my notebook? That was when she started taking her full amount of formula that she was supposed to take. Now, this notebook right here, this is my handy dandy notebook. If you know, you know. So, in my notebook, I was going to the hospital literally every day after I had just had a C-section. Could barely walk. Barely could walk, y'all. Like, I'm taking my time walking slow as hell through the hospital just to get to my baby to feed every day. Like I said, y'all, that was hard time for me, but I did what I had to do because that's my baby. So I was going back and forth to the hospital after my C-section to feed Novi and everything and see her every day. So this is the first page in my little notebook. She ate at 8 a.m., 11 a.m., 2 p.m., 5 p.m., 8 p.m., and then 11 p.m., 2 a.m., and 5 a.m. I was there, y'all, for all of the feedings except for the 2 a.m. and the 5 a.m. I was there. Like, I wasn't sleeping. I barely took my pain medications because, like, my whole goal was to get Novi home. So on this page right here, this is on the back of the feedings page. I wrote down the doctor that was seeing her every day, and every day I would write the nurses. So, and then this is, I would write prayers for her every day. And then at one point, I think, I even Googled, like, how to make some anointing oil. I made some anointing oil. I prayed over it. And I went in and I rubbed the forehead with it. Like, I put and I did the room. And I was like, Father God, you got to bring my baby home. Like, you got to bring my baby home. Okay, so it starts on February 28th. That was the actual day she was supposed to be born. Her nurses were Miss Vicky and Miss Kelsey. So I would just write how much milk she took and when she at the time that she was supposed to take it and who her nurses were. So I literally did that every day. And then I did goals. And then I did goals for her for that specific day. Then there's more prayers. Like, y'all, I was praying. Like, the whole time me and Novi were in there, I was praying over her. And then, like, I wrote my observations. That was just, like what I observed for Novi or whatever. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, prayer was my best friend. God was my best friend through that whole situation. I was talking to God. And then I prayed for, like, the nurses that were, taking care of her that day. Like, every day, you guys. Like, see, March 1st. So, at some point, I realized Novi doesn't want to take her whole bottle, like, in the setting and the time frame that they were giving her. So I think they give them like an hour to finish a bottle, but in the NICU, it was like they have to finish in 30 minutes. So I make sure she ate, took her bottle the first 15 minutes, and I stopped, let her play for, well, not, play, but like look at me, hold me, give her some kisses and things like that. And then the next 15 minutes, try to give her the rest of her bottle that she'd take. So see, more goals, a Bible verse, and then I made her a schedule. And just every day, you guys, I was like literally keeping tabs of her doctors, like, and more prayers. I'm telling y'all, prayer got me through. Prayer really got me through. And my mother and my auntie, I thank them so much for like everything that they did for me and Novi and Quiz while I was in the hospital and going back and forth to the hospital to actually see about her. Like, my mom and auntie, they did a lot, and I thank them so much. I hope y'all guys are watching this video. I love you. Just every day. So at this point, this is when she started taking like, her full-blown milliliters. This was her last day there. She was supposed to be taking 40 to 50 milliliters, and it looks like she started taking that like every other day. It would increase, and it looks like she started taking, the amount of milliliters she was supposed to take on, hold on guys, I'm flipping through my book. She started taking the amount she was supposed to take on March 1st. So like, she takes some. And then they had like a feeding tube in her nose, like for the amount of formula that she wouldn't take. Like, your baby being in the NICU and having tubes coming out of her nose and things like that, that's like really, really heartbreaking, y'all. Like, I could cry right now because I'm just thinking about how she had a tube in her nose and she wasn't allowed to be with me for a very long time. And I feel like when your child is first born, like that first week, that's precious time that you're supposed to have with your kid. And I was having to go back and forth to the hospital just to see mine. So like, my biggest fear was like, dang, she's not gonna even know who I am because she's been in the NICU. That was my biggest fear. But I'm not gonna cry now. Okay, so like I said, March 4th, you see right here, I put discharge day because her doctor, Dr. Davy, told me she could be getting discharged that day. So she did get discharged. She came home, and the day she came home, you guys, I was ecstatic. Like, I couldn't wait. But the crazy thing is, when she got home, like when we got home, I forgot she was even at home because she was so quiet and so sweet and so gentle. And she didn't make it anywhere. She didn't cry that first week she was there. Like, it was peaceful. But now she cries. She cries to top her lungs for her bottle. She doesn't play about her milk now. And it's crazy because she wasn't eating what she was supposed to eat when she was in the NICU room. But when she came home, that girl tore those bottles up, and she's still tearing these bottles up. She don't play about her milk. Novi is a perfect baby. Like, she's so sweet. Like, that's all I can say, y'all. Like, she's just so sweet. But I feel like she's that way because of like what happened. Like, she was in the NICU for a whole week. I also feel like she's so strong. Like, she's so strong. But the biggest part that scares me for Novi is like every time we go to the doctor, newborns go to the doctor like every month or every other month. I'm scared they're gonna find something wrong with her and like, oh, your baby has to go to the hospital because of this. Like, that scares me. My anxiety is so bad when it comes to that because I lost a week of my time with her, like at home, like bonding. That week I spent in the NICU room. And I feel like I'm never going to get that time back, and I wish I could. But I know I can't, and it's fine because she's home now and she's perfect. She's wonderful and she's healthy. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. But I didn't really share my pregnancy with anybody, especially social media, simply because of my PCOS, my preeclampsia, and everything. So like, it was really hard. It was really hard. But I'm so proud I got through it because of God, of course. And my mother and my auntie and Quiz, you guys are all so awesome to me my entire time being pregnant. Y'all have been awesome since Novi has come home. And I just thank you guys so much. I'm gonna upload a clip of when they pulled Novi out of my stomach, because that's literally the only clip I have from the hospital. And I might put the picture up with the tube in her nose. I might. That's a quick. It says it's okay, because Quiz did not like that at all. It hurt his feelings. I remember like one day we were in the NICU and he cried, and I was like, wow. He's crying, I'm crying. I'm like, we just want her to be okay. Quiz has never had no nail, went to the NICU, but like she came back to my room later that day. But Novi was there, and it was a traumatic experience. But I feel like me and Quiz needed that, because we were already close, but it brought us way, way closer together. With that being said, guys, that's the end of the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll be dropping videos every week, possibly 2 videos a week. I'm gonna try. My schedule's a little hectic right now, but we're doing what we can, and we're gonna make it do what it do. But make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and I'm out of here.